So today we'll discuss types of follower motion. In the previous lecture, we discussed about what basically cam and follower is, then types of cams, types of followers. Then we discuss also some basic terms, or we can say terminology related to cam and follower. As I told you, the cam and follower is a mechanism used to transmit generally a rotary motion to a oscillatory or a reciprocating motion of follower. But we know that here the cam, which rotates with uniform angular velocity, will give a different motions to a follower. So there are different types of motions of follower, like a uniform motion, or we can say follower is moving with a uniform motion, or you can say constant velocity, simple harmonic motion, uniform acceleration and retardation motion, and cycloidal motion. These are the types of follower motions. Now, though we can see a follower can be made to have any type of desired motion, but the knowledge of existing motions, which saves times and labor charges while designing the cams, are essential to study. Means we can design a cam, we can design a follower for different types of follower motion, but still some motions which are already known to you, already popular, are essential to study, and these are the four motions which are already studied well. So we'll see these types of follower motions one by one. So first one is a uniform motion. And why it is important to remember, before drawing a cam profile or before designing a cam profile, it's essential to draw a displacement diagram of follower. I will tell you that steps in later on, but first so means to design a cam, it is essential to understand how the displacement diagram is, and from displacement diagram of a follower, we must know how are the velocity and acceleration curves for that displacement diagram. So first motion we study, that is nothing but a uniform motion. So before that, we'll talk about displacement diagram. So we know that when cam rotates, follower will move either a reciprocating manner or a oscillatory manner. So displacement is the distance that follower moves during one complete revolution of a cam. When the follower is in contact with the cam. So we know that when cam rotates, the follower will be displaced, and that displacement of the follower is plotted on a displacement diagram as a y-axis with respect to angular displacement of a cam. So displacement diagram is a plot of a linear displacement of follower with reference to or with respect to angular displacement of a cam for one full rotation of the cam. And now this displacement diagram includes three strokes, as I discussed in the last lecture also, that is rise, fall, and dwell. So what is rise? Rise is nothing but upward motion of the follower caused by the cam motion. Fall is the downward motion of the follower caused by the cam motion. And the dwell is a stationary position of the follower caused by the cam motion. So rise, fall, and dwell are the three parts of a displacement diagram. So I just told you what displacement diagram is and why it is essential. I repeat, displacement diagram is essential to understand how the displacement of follower will be with respect to a cam displacement or angular motion of a cam. And from displacement diagram, we will able to trace out velocity and acceleration curves. So first step is to study displacement diagram. This is simple displacement diagram drawn for a uniform velocity. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can see here how this displacement diagram basically plot. It shows you how displacement diagrams are useful. You can see here, this one is a cam mounted on a camshaft, and this one is a cam profile. Okay. And now you can see when cam is at zero angle, or you can say initially cam is here. So at that time, follower displacement is zero. So this one is a cam rotation angle. On x-axis, we'll draw cam angle through how much angle cam is rotating, and one y-axis will plot follower displacement. So when cam is at 0 degree rotation, initially it is here, you can see its follower displacement is 0. On y-axis, displacement is 0. But now when I rotate this cam to certain angle, let's say 30 degree. So you can see when it is at 30 degree, some rise is there. Some follower will move through some distance, and the distance is here. So at 30 degree, follower displacement is this much. So this displacement is just projected on a y-axis. You can see this 30 degree displacement is projected on a y-axis and further on this displacement diagram. So at 30 degree, this one is follower displacement. You've seen how it is projected from this to this vertical and then parallel projection. Similarly, at 60 degree, follower displacement is this much. Again, it is projected on a vertical axis and then on a displacement diagram. So likewise, at 0 degree, 30 degree, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, the follower is displaced. At 0 degree, follower displacement is 0. At 30 degree, it is up to here. 60 degree, it is here, and so on. At 180 degree, follower is at highest position. And again, further, this is rise stroke. So during this cam rotation from 0 to 180 degree, the follower rises to this height. You can see from 0 to 180, this is cam displacement, follower displacement. It is here. Further at 180 degree, near about 160 only, it is stationary. For some period of time, it is stationary. And then again, it returns. It moves back. You can see here. And it again becomes 0. So if I draw it for a return stroke, it will be constant and then it will be 0. So this is displacement diagram of a cam profile for a uniform motion. You can see. So here it rises first. So this period is a rise. This is displacement of follower. At one point it is A, at 2 it is B. So followers at this distance. A, B, C, D, E, F represents follower displacements. When they are joined by smooth curve, it gives you follower displacement curve. So this will be, this is our follower displacement curve. This is rise. This one is a dwell in which follower is stationary for this period of time. And again it returns to a 0 displacement. So this stroke is called the rise. This one is a dwell and this one is a return stroke. So you can see, since the follower moves with uniform velocity during its rise and fall, the slope of the displacement curve must be constant as shown. You can see, as the follower is moving with constant velocity. So if velocity is constant, that is V is constant, dy by dt, that is displacement curve, will be having a constant slope. So you can see a slope of this displacement curve is a constant. So first step in cam analysis is to draw a displacement diagram. I just discussed with you how to draw a displacement diagram for a uniform motion displacement. Okay. Now it is just theory part. I will now show you how to draw velocity and acceleration curves for the motion considered. So first motion that we are going to consider is uniform motion. Now I will discuss this with the help of not with the help of PPT, but I'll just draw on this paper, just pin to that camera. Okay. So first type of motion is a uniform motion. So we have to study motion of a follower with first motion uniform velocity. So when follower moves with uniform velocity, then how the velocity and other curves are, that we have to discuss. Okay. Is this complete screen is visible? In this heading is visible. Just what I written.
No, sir.
Not visible. I written motion of follower with uniform velocity. Is it visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So remember, first step in cam follower is to draw displacement diagram. So when velocity of the follower is constant, when it is moving with a uniform velocity, I can write in bracket, then how to draw a displacement diagram. So as I told you, in displacement diagram, your y-axis represents, yes, what y-axis represents? Motion of a follower, and x-axis represents rotation of a cam. So with respect to cam rotation, here it is theta on x-axis, and on y-axis there is a follower displacement. Let's say S is a follower displacement and theta is a cam rotation. So as we seen, there are different types of follower motion. I told you initially there will be rise, then there will be dwell, and there will be return. So let's say consider the follower is having first dwell, then there is rise for some period of time, followed by dwell, and again return. Means first the follower is stationary. Let's say from A to B, it is stationary, having dwell. Then there is rise from B to C. So here it is dwell. Dwell means with respect to this, when it is started from 0, theta is equal to 0, from 0 to this degree, whatever it is, let's say 30 degrees, 60 degree, whatever it is, from 0 to this degree, the follower motion on the y-axis is not there, it is stationary. So here it is stationary, no follower displacement, and this period is called the dwell period. So from A to B there is dwell period, it is our assumption. Now from B to C, the follower rises. There is displacement of follower in upward direction, and assume that, let's say, follower rise to some height during this stroke. That angle is called as a follower rise, or you can say outstroke. That angle is denoted by theta O. Angle turned by follower during outstroke, that is theta O. So from B to C, or during theta O, follower rise to some height. So this is your follower displacement. So it started from 0 to this displacement. So curve is like this. Now as we know, it is uniform velocity curve. The motion is uniform velocity. Motion is uniform velocity means slope of displacement curve is a constant. Because we know that, just I can write here, velocity is constant. Velocity is constant is nothing but dy upon dt. So slope of the displacement curve will be a constant. With respect to time, it remains constant. The slope is constant, and hence I can draw like this. So this is your follower displacement diagram during rise stroke. Then for next period of time, it is stationary. The follower is stationary. So that period is called the dwell period. Theta D. And for rest of the time, it returns. So let's say it is called the theta R. So theta O means outstroke, follower rise. Theta D means dwell. Theta R means return or fall, we can say. So from here, so during this period, how much displacement of follower is? Follower rises, it remains stationary. So there is no displacement, it is zero displacement. So it remains stationary here. This one is dwell, and it returns back to zero displacement. So this one is fall of the follower. So this one is a rise. This one is dwell period, and this one is a fall. So this is displacement diagram for a follower with uniform motion. It is drawn as a follower displacement versus cam angle. We assume that further at the beginning also there is dwell, and at the end again there may be dwell. We don't know. So basically this part we consider there is rise, dwell and fall. Now as the displacement diagram is known to you, if you consider this diagram, we need to find out now what is velocity and acceleration with respect to this diagram. So in order to find out velocity and acceleration relations, let's consider at any angle theta, let's say at any angle theta from here, any angle theta, its displacement is y. So this one is y at angle theta. While at angle theta O, its displacement is s. This complete motion is s. Means if you consider now like this, if I am drawing here, if I consider this part, let's say consider the slope of the diagram during rise. At when angle is 0, the displacement is 0. At any angle theta, its displacement of the follower is y. While at angle theta O, that is outstroke, its displacement is s. Remember, I have to find out what is equation for displacement so that I can find out velocity and acceleration. So from this I can write at theta is equal to theta O, displacement is s. And at any angle theta, its displacement is y. So I can write from this y is equal to s upon y is equal to s into theta upon theta O. So this is your displacement equation when the follower is moving with uniform velocity. So equation of displacement is y is equal to s into theta upon theta O. So you can check now at theta is equal to 0. If I put theta is equal to 0, so we can find out now displacement at different places. First one is finding displacement equation. So at theta is equal to 0, let's say here, how much velocity displacement is 0? You can check here. At theta is equal to 0. So at theta is equal to 0, from this equation, what I can write? At theta is equal to 0. Yes, theta is equal to 0 means y is equal to 0. At theta is equal to half of the outstroke. Just we considered for rise only. Half of the outstroke means outstroke is theta O. So at the half of that stroke, theta is equal to theta O by 2. Displacement is equal to how much? You can see theta is equal to theta O by 2. Put it here. It is s by 2. So half stroke, it is s by 2. Y is s by 2. And at theta is equal to theta O means complete rise. Y is equal to s. So you can see here at theta is equal to 0 from this equation. At theta is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. At theta is equal to theta O by 2, y is equal to s by 2 here. And at theta is equal to theta O, y is equal to s. So complete displacement is here. So at theta is equal to theta O, y is equal to s. So we find out here displacement equation. Next part is to find out velocity. So how to find velocity from this? What will be equation for velocity? We need to find out displacement equations, velocity, acceleration equations. And from that we have to draw graphs. Anyone can tell me what will be equation for velocity? Or how much magnitude of velocity is? We know displacement equation. We have to find out velocity, second thing. Yes.
Sir, change in displacement.
Yes. We know that velocity is nothing but dy by dt, that is displacement with respect to time. And therefore, what is y? But we know equation for y. It is very simple procedure. First determine displacement and then go on putting values. So d by dt of y, how much y is? We know equation for y. It is s into theta upon theta o. And hence my equation is, now you can take derivative of this. So what is derivative of this? S upon theta o is constant. S is nothing but a, what is S? Follower displacement during outstroke. You can see here. S is nothing but follower displacement during outstroke. When at the end of the rise, displacement is S. We start from 0 to outstroke. At the end of the rise stroke, displacement is S. So it is constant value. So S is a constant value. Again, theta O is constant. As we know, S is constant, theta O is constant. Theta is variable. And hence, velocity is equal to, this will be common, S upon theta O into d by dt of theta, d theta by dt. How much this? D theta by dt is nothing but omega. So d theta by dt is omega. So it is S by theta O into omega. So equation for velocity is this one. So velocity is equal to S upon theta O into omega. And this remains constant. You can see all terms are constant terms. As we know, the motion is uniform velocity. So we prove that the velocity in this case remains constant as the motion is uniform motion. And we also find out expression for uniform motion. So velocity is equal to S upon theta O into omega. This is our displacement equation. This is our velocity equation. Now I want to ask you, what will be equation for acceleration?
Change in velocity.
Okay. So equation for acceleration I am writing here. So acceleration is equal to dv by dt. And anyone you can tell me, as the velocity is constant, we see here. Velocity is constant.
Zero.
Acceleration equation will be, the magnitude of acceleration will be, yes,
0, 0.
0. So we find out here expression for displacement, expression for velocity, and expression for acceleration. Now from this, as we drawn, if you can see, as I drawn first displacement diagram, this diagram, this one is displacement diagram for uniform motion. So from this now we have to draw velocity and acceleration diagram for this rise, dwell, and return. As we know equations now, can you draw these diagrams now? From this equation for rise, return, and dwell period. Equations are clear. Equations समजलेत का? Only two equations here. But remember why I'm explaining this in more detail, because same procedure you have to follow for next motions. So first step, draw displacement diagram, determine equation for displacement, determine equation for velocity and acceleration, further jerk. Okay, and from that equations, draw your graphs. Now, what is magnitude of velocity? You can observe here. It is S upon theta into omega. Now, I want to draw curves from this, or a graph for displacement, velocity, acceleration. So we'll take help of this. So you can see here now I have to draw graphs. So let's say first of all we have to draw displacement curve for rise, dwell, and return stroke. And we know how it is, as it is uniform motion. Motion is uniform, hence the displacement curve is having a constant slope. So there is some displacement here, that is yes. So this one is outstroke theta O. Okay, so this one I'm writing. This one is outstroke. So here curve is like this, as we seen previous also. Slope of the displacement curve is constant during rise. During dwell it is zero displacement. During return, again slope is constant. So it is your displacement curve for this motion. I'm writing here S versus theta. S is nothing but follower displacement. And this one is our outstroke, that is theta O. And theta O nothing but angle turn by cam during rise. Theta D nothing but angle turn by cam during dwell. And theta R is nothing but theta R angle turned by cam during return stroke. With reference to this, I have to draw velocity curve. Anyone can tell me how the nature of velocity curve will be during rise, dwell, and return? We derive equations. Based on that equations, can you tell me? You can see this. We know equation for velocity. And you observe here, this velocity is constant during rise and during return. So it is not changing, it is having constant velocity. So how the curve will be? Yes. So assume it is, now this I'm drawing axis for this velocity diagram. Okay. Anyone tell me how much will be the velocity during rise? Let's say consider this part only. Magnitude of velocity during rise. That we find out. It is here. Velocity is equal to this much. S upon theta into omega. So it is having some value. During rise, the follower is moving with some constant velocity. Constant velocity means not zero velocity. It is having some magnitude. So let's say it is having some magnitude of this much. How much magnitude? Given by formula. So I will say it is having some magnitude like this. So this one is magnitude of velocity. So from 0 it will move to this value and it remains constant. At the end of during dwell, what happen? How much will be the velocity during dwell? During dwell period, follower is stationary. Means with what? How much will be velocity?
0.
0.
As follower is stationary, its velocity will be 0. So now see, I drawn for first during rise it is having some constant velocity. During dwell it is 0. What about during return period? When follower moves down, then
Negative.
yes. See, we can't say negative. During rise and return, the motion of follower is having constant velocity, but in opposite direction. During rise, it moves upward, and during dwell, it moves downward. So during rise, the follower moves upward. During dwell, it remains stationary, and during return, again it moves downward. So rise upward, return downward, and dwell stationary. So as it is again constant velocity during return also, but as it is in opposite direction, I shown below this axis. Means for rise it is above the axis, for return it is below the axis in the same magnitude. The formula remains same. I will just already we derive it. It is S upon theta into omega, this much magnitude of velocity during rise and return, and it will be the constant velocity. Yes, but below the axis. So negative we can say negative means in opposite direction. So if I join this curve now, starting from 0 up to this value, it remains constant. Velocity is constant during rise, but it becomes 0 during dwell, and again reaches some another velocity in opposite direction. Constant velocity. Again during return stroke, it remains constant, and finally at the end of return stroke, it becomes 0. So again and further it may be 0 again. So this is your velocity graph for a uniform motion. You can observe here the velocity is constant and it is equal to how much magnitude it is? It is equal to S upon theta O into omega. Here also it is S upon theta O into omega. This much amount of velocity is there. So this is your graph for velocity. Now anyone tell me how the acceleration graph is with reference to velocity? We know equation for acceleration. As the velocity is constant, acceleration must be
0.
Yes. So we'll draw that. So for acceleration, so this is your velocity curve with respect to theta. Now I'm drawing acceleration with reference to theta. Okay. Now tell me the magnitude of acceleration during this constant velocity. How much it will be? Yes. During rise stroke, how much acceleration is?
0.
0.
Yes, it is 0. During dwell,
0.
Rise.
acceleration rises. See,
No.
don't think
No.
about other things. Just think
Zero.
about previous acceleration depends on velocity. If the velocity is constant, how much it is? Let's say it is 10 meter per second. Constant during rise, it will be zero velocity, zero acceleration. Again during dwell period, how much velocity is? You observe here.
It's
Just
constant.
think about this period. How much velocity is? Zero only. If velocity is zero, how much acceleration will be?
Zero.
0.
Zero. So during dwell also, acceleration is zero. And then return stroke. Again, the velocity is constant. If velocity is constant, acceleration must be
Zero.
zero. So like this, your graph of acceleration is. So I've seen during rise, during dwell, and during return, the velocity acceleration is zero throughout the stroke. But can anyone tell me how much will be the exact magnitude of acceleration at the beginning of the stroke at this point particularly if I ask you? At the beginning and at the end. During the rise, it will be zero because acceleration is constant, velocity is constant. During return again, it is zero. During the stroke, it is zero. Okay, I agree. Here also I agree. But what about these points? Means I'm saying at the start of the rise, at the end of the rise, at the start of the return, and at the end of the return. These 4 points. How much will be the magnitude of acceleration? Will it remain zero only, or there is some change? Use simple mathematics. Observe previous curve and tell me. How much will be the acceleration at these 4 points? Yes, anyone? No? Now see here. What is the acceleration basically? Yes, what is the acceleration? Change in velocity upon time or not? Yes, dv by dt. Let's say v2 minus v1 upon t2 minus t1 in the thing, but your acceleration. Now what happen if I want to find out that at this instant, in zero time, what happened? The velocity is changing. It from zero to some value, let's say 10 meter per seconds. You can see at this instant what happened at the start and at the end, the velocity is changing from zero to some finite value. How much value? This much. From zero to this much value. At the end of the stroke again, it decreases from this finite value to zero. Similar here also. At the end of the or at the beginning of the return stroke, it changes from the zero value to this finite value. Again at the end of the return stroke, it changes from this finite value to the zero value in a zero time interval. In a zero time interval means 1 upon something value, there is some change in velocity. Finite change.
Infinite.
Yes. So there is change in velocity with respect to zero time upon zero. So acceleration will be how much? Infinite. Means at this point, particularly at the beginning of the rise stroke, at the end of the rise stroke, acceleration becomes infinity. I'm writing like this. It becomes infinity, and again at that point only, it reaches to zero. So graph will be like this. It reaches infinity, again reaches to zero. Here also it happens same. And what happened here? But now again positive infinity, negative infinity. How we can say positive and negative? Here, there is change is positive, means v2 minus v1. v2 is positive, and the v1 is 0. So v2 minus v1 is positive infinity. But here, now tell me, here it is negative or positive infinity if you consider here at this point?
Negative.
Now see why it is negative. Why it is negative? Because v2, how much v2 is here? 0. And how much v1 is? Some value. So v2 minus 0 minus some 10. So it is minus. And hence it is negative infinity. So it reaches negative infinity and further again becomes 0. Now how will be here it is? Just observe the curve now.
Negative.
Yes, very good.
Positive.
Positive or negative? There should not be
Positive.
confusion. Now see why there is positive? Because just think about the values. Initially v1, this one is v2. Yes or no? So v2 is what? Negative value. So minus, yes or no? v2 minus v1. So minus 0. So how much it will be? Negative or positive? Let's say minus 10
Positive.
minus 0. Negative. So it will be negative. So reaches negative infinity, again becomes 0. What about here now? Last.
Positive.
Why it positive? Because v2 is how much? 0 and v1 is some finite value. Let's assume it is 10 meter per second. So 0 minus 10. So plus. So it is positive infinity and again reaches 0. So this is your nature of velocity, acceleration and displacement curve for a uniform motion. Now what we understand from this? We need to predict something, we need to analyze something. As we seen, when the follower is moving with constant motion, constant velocity, the acceleration is during rise and during return it is 0. Acceleration is 0. But at the start of the stroke, at the end of the stroke, this acceleration reaches infinity. Means assume that you are operating some machine or device where at the start and end that acceleration become infinity. So jerk will be infinity. If acceleration infinity, we jerk infinity, which is not desirable case. And hence, as it is not desirable, hence we can use these cams for a low speeds, not for a high speed application. Understand? So this motion is not desirable motion because of the infinite acceleration. And to recover this, to find out solution for this, to avoid this problem, this motion or this velocity constant motion curves are modified. How they are modified? Okay, I'll show on PPT. So I hope PPT is there. You can pin to PPT. This one is clear. The velocity acceleration curve is clear. It is simple curves with constant motion. Equations and curves are clear. At least those are attending seriously. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now we can see PPT is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can see this curve now. I just discussed with you this curve. So this is our displacement diagram. This is your velocity diagram. This is the acceleration diagram. With reference to equations, we derive this. Now, in order to avoid infinite acceleration, what we do here is you observe this portion now. The beginning of the curve is made. You can see here and difference in the both diagrams. This one is modified diagram, and this one is simple diagram. So, what is change you observe in displacement diagram? You observe the start and end portion. And why start and end? Because to avoid this problem. At the beginning of the stroke, at the end of the stroke, this acceleration is infinity. To avoid this, what we do is this one. You observe this one. I think this arrow is visible. I'm showing with arrow. This portion and this portion. Also this portion. Yes, anyone? You can see that the slope of the curve, which is straight portion, in case of displacement diagram, is made flatten or made in the form of a radius. Some fillet is provided at that portion. So this curve is made smooth here at the starting. It is not a straight one. So displacement diagram slope is not constant here for this period of time. At the start and end, this curve is flattened by providing some less slope, not a some constant slope. So this one is flattened here. Here also it is flattened, and same here and same here. At the start of the stroke, at the end of the stroke, you can observe the changes. So by rounding the sharp corners of the displacement diagram, what we do here, by rounding the sharp corners at the start and end, so velocity which was constant here is not constant during this period. So it is gradually increasing. Now what happened? Slope of the velocity diagram is constant during this period, and further it remains constant velocity. So at the start and end, which is increasing from 0 to some constant velocity, at that instant, the time required to reach this velocity from 0 to finite value is changed. In the initial case, it was 0 time, but it was now some time it is taking. So the acceleration is not infinite, but acceleration is finite. And hence we can see here now acceleration is finite for this period of time. Again it becomes 0. For the 0 again finite and again 0. So this is your acceleration diagram. So in order to make acceleration finite, the displacement diagram, the start and end, this curve is sharp. This curve is, we can say, means at the end, at the start and end, we are rounding the sharp corners of the displacement diagram to avoid the finite acceleration. But you can see the result, even though acceleration is now finite, but the jerk will be again infinity. Because again acceleration is increasing from 0 to finite value in 0 time. So jerk will be infinite. Even though acceleration is finite in this case, but the jerk is infinity. So this one is modified uniform velocity acceleration diagram. This one is simple uniform velocity acceleration diagrams. And you can predict something from this diagram. So these are used for a low speed applications. So what we seen today, just we discuss only one topic. We started with displacement curve. How to draw displacement diagram for a uniform motion. Then equations for displacement, velocity, acceleration, and based on equations, we seen how to draw this curve, that is displacement, velocity, acceleration diagram. We seen in the first case, in the initial case, as the acceleration velocity is increasing from 0 to finite value in 0 time, acceleration is infinity. To avoid this, we modified this diagram by rounding this sharp corners. So what happened? The velocity which was increasing from 0 to finite in 0 time, it takes some time to reach this value, so that acceleration is finite. But again, the jerk will be infinite. So there is problem with this, and yes, this type of motion is not preferred, as there will be infinite jerk. This is all about a follower motion, that is a uniform motion of a follower. Next topic we discuss in next lecture.